Hello, my friends, and again, we're going to have a talk. This is the Tenkai Talk, and I am your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi. Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news, which is even worse. Well, I'll just come on and say it. Another YouTuber has passed away by the name of Desmond Amofa. Goes by the name of Itika. Now, the thing I have to mention here is it was more anything but mental. And how is this? There's some good and bad into all this. My thing is this, and I'm going to be really, really blunt with this. You can take this whatever you like, but this is truth. Okay? Now, this is something that is not new as far as mental health is concerned, because mental health in itself is one of those subjects that doctors don't even mention. And it has been very lackadaisical because mental health is part of your health as a whole. It's not just your physical health you should take care of, but your mental and spiritual health. They're just as important. I have seen many people in worse shape, but I'm pretty sure he, being 29 years old in life, he pretty much did what he did on YouTube. And I'm just going to say this, I never knew the guy. But the one thing I will say is that there's so many things you can only do so much of when you're on YouTube. I, for one, since I'm on YouTube, I'm a Let's Player. You've seen my face, you've seen the games I play, but you also know that I'm very down to earth. I like who I am. And I'm pretty sure not many people can actually say that with a straight face. I mean, I ask this to you, the general public. For those who would like to step up and comment on this subject, on what I just said, do you like you? Be honest. Do you really like you? From everything you say about yourself, and what you've been through, do you really like yourself? Because let me tell you something. Long before I was who you hear and who you see now, I'll be totally honest, I never did like myself. I didn't even like my name. Because I was called so many names. I was called boy. I was called retard. I was called so many names under the sun that hardly my name was ever mentioned. And I can tell you one thing, it is not easy. And nobody ever told me that I was depressed. Not until a year back that I was told I was depressed. After all the years that happened in my life, most likely around 13 going on up, I was depressed. But the thing is, I never let it be known that I was depressed. Most likely because I kept myself busy. And so, therefore, my folks would say, oh no, he's not depressed. But in secret, I really was. You're probably thinking, why am I? You're probably wondering, not thinking. You're probably wondering why I'm mentioning this. I'll say this. For one, mind you, this is before YouTube was a thing, and in my age, YouTube wasn't even a thing yet. Now I'm 13 years old. Let's see what happened. Within that timeline, I've lost my father, and I lost my grandparents. And then further on that line, I then lost my uncle Junior, and his name was Horace, so he's named after my grandfather, who had the name Horace as well. And then down that line was my other two aunts, Lavinia and Betty. And then following that was my mom. And that was 2018. I've lost so many people in my life down the road that technically you don't think I would be affected by that. But let me tell you, I had my fair share of losses, and I needed help with it. I needed an outlet. I needed something to basically say, this is what's going on with me. I never told my folks this. I mean, hell, the last thing I told my folks was that I got raped when I was in Japan. Now, how many people out there on YouTube can actually just say that with a straight face? Oh, hi. 25 years old. This is me at 25. I stayed in Japan for 1 year, thinking I would make something out of my experience. I did in a positive light, yes. I did become a teacher, and I did teach Japanese culture and mannerisms for about 5 years, maybe 5 or more years, until basically my folks got sick. Couldn't continue on because of that. And on top of that, things started to change at the school. I've grown a legend there, being called Mr. Izzy. Only because basically I was that teacher that basically made everything cool. I was the cool teacher. I brought my PlayStation 2, my Wii. I even went as far as bringing out dance pads. I did much in my life. Back in my... and mind you, this was all done during my mid-20s. And I've been working around that since then. And for what it was worth, while I was doing that, I was still on YouTube. And I, like many people at the time, didn't have a very big following. But that's when I made a decision not to worry about it. Whether I got 1,000 subs or maybe over 1,000 subs, it wouldn't matter. Because if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing on my channel, I'm the one at fault and I'm the one doing something wrong. It's the same with anyone else who has been on YouTube for so long. This dude probably was a young buck. And in life, he did make people happy. But at the same time, something was wrong with him. Something was wrong with the dude. And the thing is, he didn't go for help. And he felt that the world didn't need somebody like him. No, my problem was the fact that I see it like this. If you have, say, well, let's just say you have about 10,000 in your sub base, right? You have the fame, you have the fortune, you have the glitz, you have the glamour, but the thing is, you are miserable like all get out. I've known people that were like that. And in some form, they might still be like that. You don't think people on YouTube are immortal, right? Oh no. They are as immortal as we. They aren't as immortal as we. They are as mortal as we, I should say. Not as immortal. But they are as mortal as we. I'm no different. Even though I call myself the Tenkaichi, it is basically not just a name I proclaim as that. It is a mindset that I carry with me wherever I go. And basically what it means is the best of the best. So I have to give my best and show my best no matter what happens. No matter how hard or how difficult it's going to be for me, I'm just going to give the best I can possibly give. And if it's going to be tough, well, it's going to be tough. For a while anyway, it's going to be tough. It's about the same thing as what I'm doing now. I'm doing voice over work. I'm sort of dealing with the fact that, A, I'm really trying to make something of myself. Trying to prove that I'm not a slog in life. I mean, most of you guys know that I am an accomplished author. I'm working on other books besides my saga that I plan to finish when all this mess is over and everything is settled. When I'm in a better state. And what I mean by a better state is where I am now, I'd like to go higher. But I haven't reached that level yet. See, I can say I am a Tenkaichi. Yes, I am a Tenkaichi. I want to become one of the best out there. And people, that goes saying that we all want to be the best. As the old theme song goes, I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Pokemon Season 1. Even though it sounds as cheesy as it is, the words, they mean a lot. That basically you want to become the very best you can turn out to be, or you can become. Now, I could say this. I'd rather be me. I'd rather be struggling with, say, 1,200 subs and counting, still do what I do. I'm getting paid by other means. I'm not going by YouTube standards, but I'm still doing the stuff on YouTube just because I enjoy doing what I do, which is video games and anime and whatever else that might seem to be enjoyable to some people out there who are curious about what's on this channel. There are people out there who basically blog, and that's okay. You know, there are people that blog out there, and he was one of those people that do blog. But like I said, I'm pretty sure a part of his mind he was miserable. And I do believe the same thing happened with Jew Wario. He was also miserable. Something went on in his mind that basically made him pretty shitty. Oh, and the same thing goes with Robin Williams. We lost somebody like that. He was a great comedian. And guess what? The same thing. He had mental health issues. Whenever you're speaking about something like suicide, that's a mental health problem. You don't take that lightly. Hell, I've been to Compton. I visit Compton every week because I have classes that I go to, that I take, or I have therapy sessions. And let me tell you, what hurts more than anything is seeing somebody walk past you and all they're saying is, fuck me, 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 fuck me. I'm a dumbass, I'm a moron, I'm this, I'm that, I'm A, B, C, D, F, G, I'm shit, I'm this, I'm that, and what, and then some. I'm a retard, I'm blah 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 this and blah 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 that, and basically declaring it in public, having no shame in doing that. They're just tearing themselves down. I've seen this. It is not a pretty sight. As compared to people that I know on YouTube. People that have these mental issues, that call themselves these derogatory names. They call themselves morons. They call themselves idiots. They call themselves stupid. They call themselves retard. I know one such person that says that. And I'm pretty sure if he was listening to this right now, which I'm pretty sure he would be listening to this, he would not be saying that. Because we know what we would be saying about that. For one, you're not an idiot. Two, I think you're kicking yourself way too hard in the ass. If you want a proper ass kicking, just ask us to kick you in the ass. We would be glad to kick you in the ass because we're friends. Friends are supposed to build each other up. Friends are supposed to set things straight with you if you feel down. Most times, when I've had a rough day, and this doesn't happen very often, but when I do, I listen to my friends most times. I get a kick out of what they do, what they talk about. Even sometimes when I'm sent Steam games, that puts a smile to my face. Even though you may think it, why? Just like, basically, it's what you do. If you feel like you had a bad day, okay, I'm gonna send you this game. Bloop, there you go, Izzy. Well, okay then. That's all I can say. And most people won't see it, but I am smiling. I am smiling because you thought about me. It's not about basically the game so much, but you thought about me. You said, "Oh, hey Izzy, don't think we forgot about you. Here's the game for you." We're hoping we get to see a 24-hour stream from you. I say, "Bitch, please, not on this rig. No, no, I would not do this on my 7. Although I can try, but still, I'd rather be on the up and up with all my equipment. That's just worth saying. But the point of all this is, you don't have to go it alone. You don't have to feel like you're the worst thing on earth, because there's worse than calling yourself an idiot, a moron. You don't have to blow yourself up with a bunch of F bombs all around you like you're Roland from Final Fight. You don't need to do that. It's not even necessary. You shouldn't even contemplate the fact that you want to take your own self out. Just because you've been having this issue for such a long time and you think nobody can understand you. The reason why I am what I am is because I've seen enough just to basically say, "Oh, ha, guy, ne? Steel body. I have a steel body to protect what is most important to me, mainly my heart. I've only went to the hospital under a critical condition once in my life, and that was due to all the stress that happened to me last year. And let me tell you something, I thought I was going to die. Honestly, truly, yes, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was never going to see home again. I thought I was never going to do another video. I thought I would basically never be around my friends again, my loved ones. And I was going to let a thing like stress kill me. And the last thing I wanted was that to take me out. Because let me tell you, yes, I've been stressed. And it's not because of people. No. It's because of the things that have been going on in my life. That even though I am not directly part of it, I'm indirectly part of it. And even though I am trying my best, I am pushing myself. I am pushing myself. And it's about the same thing with any other YouTuber. Speaking of which, like I said, there have been so many other people who probably, more than likely, had the same thing that this guy went through. Probably in a worse level. But we don't take seriously that of mental health. Mental health is a thing that most people do not talk about. But quite recently, and the good thing about it is, I went to a seminar about mental health last week, actually. And I was listening to why it should be an importance if you're going to the doctor. People, that should be asked. Like, how are you faring mentally? How are you feeling spiritually? How are you faring, physically? It's it's like every time I go to the mental health clinic, every week. I go twice a week. If need be, if there's class, I'll go. If there's not class, I won't go. But at least I show up there, just say, I'm here. And the only thing I'm doing is talking to people. And it makes me feel good because I'm actually hearing my name being called every time I see somebody. I'm not being called boy. I'm not being called something else. But I'm being called by my actual name, Israel. And even when I do these parts, I am getting into the habit of actually saying my actual name. My friends can still call me Izzy, but like I said, just by saying my name, my actual name, it puts everything into perspective. And what I feel is why I never actually go by my actual name is because my name is very sacred. And quite honestly, it is very much forgotten too. So much so that most people just forget the name in its entirety. So, if ever somebody were to ask me what is my name, the one thing they would do is they would they would do the following. Either they would spell it wrong by the following: Israel, to which it is spelled Israel. And like I said, I don't really usually say my own name, especially on YouTube. I don't really go by my name. I actually go by Izzy because it's so easier for people to actually call me by that name. It's like it's fine. People can call me Izzy. People can call me Ichigo. It's fine too. I give Ichigo is pretty much who I am. And number one, I have to treat myself as that. My mindset has to be focused on number one, me, my well-being, how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, and whatnot. And most people forget. You want to stay alive in this business, you ought to think about yourself. Never tear yourself down. Always give yourself a pat on the back. You do good work. And if you don't think people are watching, there are people watching. There are people that are interested in you. But the thing is, people just don't like others kicking themselves when they're down. I'm a moron. I'm an idiot. I'm this. I'm that. Nobody likes that. It's like there are times I don't watch every video that comes out. I watch some videos that come out, but not just every video that comes out. The only reason why I do not like big names is because, sadly, I don't really care about big names, if you can call it that. I don't care how big you are. You're not that big to me. I don't care how tall, how great, how grandiose your sub count, your view count, your this, your that. That means nothing to me. I can even care less about your home life. Why? Because honestly, why put yourself out there when you shouldn't have to? In the case of this, okay, in life, you were a personality. This guy was a personality. But what's tragic is he didn't love himself. And that's the one thing that most people don't do. Most people do not love themselves. Most people hate themselves. They talk bad about themselves. And as I said before, how many of you can be honest about saying that you love yourself? That you're glad to see yourself in the mirror every day? How many of you can actually just be upfront and honest about yourself? And not just saying I look like shit, because everybody looks like shit when they first wake up. But, after you wash your face and brush your teeth and get yourself all clean and ready and whatnot, you look better. Every 2 weeks, I give myself a shave. I clean every bit of my face off. So that means whatever beard I had, it's gone. At least for a good 2 weeks, and then it grows back. As far as my hair is concerned, I just let it grow out. It was probably in the worst shape because if I was stressed out to no end, I would have been in worse shape. But I prefer to just let my hair grow out to the best it can, and to take good care of myself as best I can, which means giving myself a nice shampoo, a nice soak, go out often and just give myself a nice pat on the back by going to 7-Eleven, getting myself a little something to drink, a little something to nibble on, whether I'm recording something or I'm watching something. And let me tell you, it feels good. Not many people actually do that, which is, you treat yourself. That's how you love yourself. You build yourself up. You build yourself up to where you can walk tall. You can say you're proud of who you are and what you are. Let me tell you, when back in 2018, when we had the what's the word I'm looking for, the celebration of my mom's life. I'll say it like that. I prefer to call it that because that's what it really was. I think the crowning achievement was when I actually stepped up and I actually said what I wrote. Let me tell you, there have been so many people that were in awe of me because I just said flat out what my mom was to me in life, and what she enjoyed about me. And to this day, like I said, she enjoyed what I did the most because basically I saw a smile on her face whenever she heard me. Even after hours when I'm doing Let's Plays, I take a break and I check in and I just say, "Hey, I wasn't being too loud, was I?" I said, "No." And all I said in return was, "Okay, well, I'm going back to work. Good night, Mom." I think to her, basically, she felt proud at that moment because I'm her baby. It's about the same thing, you know. It's about the same thing. I can walk tall. I can carry who I am with me wherever I go. Because I am carrying that with me wherever I go. I carry the namesake of Tenkaichi with me on my personage. I carry with me Ikigai with me wherever I go. And for those who don't know what Ikigai means, it in Japanese it means your reason for being. What you live for. What's your purpose? What's your purpose for living? Your reason for being here. We all carry that within ourselves, but we don't hardly have the pride of saying how we're living and our reason for living. And most times, that's the thing that most people really and truly and sadly they feel inferior to. Because I've said this once, and I'll say it again. You can have over 10 million subs. You can have a fan base as large as, say, Dodger Stadium. You can have so many people tell you that they love you and adore you and A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the list can go on and on and on, but if you yourself feel like shit, that don't really matter. Numbers don't matter. And like I said, people might feel triggered by that because it's like, I said, no, that's the truth. I said, really, at the end of the day, when I lay my head down, I just want to get my 6 hours of sleep. 7 sometimes if I really am tired. 8 if I'm just basically beyond tired. But I want to get my lick of rest, my lick of sleep. I want to feel rejuvenated after I get up. I want to say, "Oh God, that was a good sleep." I deal with so much shit that even on Discord, people constantly there's some people I do check with in other groups besides the RCO, and sometimes they have these problems, these real life problems that can't be helped. And if it's not that, then it's something that makes no damn sense, in which I can only tolerate for so long, and then I just say, you know what, I'm cutting off Discord. Now, mind you, what I do on here, well, you've kind of already seen what I do on here. 95% of the time it's video games, the 5% is just other stuff, like vlogs and blogs and even in between a review every now and then. But for the most part that I do it, I do it with fervor, I do it with charm and panache and all that good stuff like that there. If and I feel whatever I do, if I can bring a smile to somebody's face, if I can make one person laugh, if I can make somebody's day, I feel it's worth it. Even what I'm doing now, it's getting noticed. Me being a voice actor, that's something big. Me, I'm an author turned voice actor, formerly a teacher. And regardless of if I find employment working in a store, well, that will be an accomplishment within itself. But what I'm doing, this is something that most people hardly ever do, and that's chasing a dream, making it come to life, making it reality, and showing that you can do the job that your talent was basically born for. And basically everything that I'm saying is not just coming from on the fly, but it is the stuff that I think about, the stuff that I go through every day. This is the stuff I have in the back pocket of my mind. And let me tell you, there be some hefty ass pockets full of thoughts that people would just look at me and just say, what to? Even to my friends, I would think they would just have this look and just say, what? Or maybe some of them would just click on it, not listen to a word of the video, not a lick of what the video is being said, what I'm saying, let alone the fact that I happen to have a message for each and every one of you who want to listen. Yeah, maybe you do want to listen. Maybe right now, maybe what you want to do is you want to listen and not just say, oh, I just listened to your video. Da, 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 da. No, listen to all of the video. Not just certain parts. You want to skip to certain parts. I know how some of you guys are. And let me tell you something. Some of you guys might feel like shit. Sometimes you might have days that you feel like shit, and that's okay. But don't continuously make yourself feel like shit, because you aren't. You are made for better things in life. Whatever they are, don't put them down, because they actually do make sense. Whatever you plan to do in the prime of your life, you still got breath, you still got vibrancy, you still have a lot of energy that needs to be shared. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing my energy. I'm showing that I can do what I can do. And it's going to come back. Everything that I basically pushed myself in doing, it's going to come back. It's going to pay off. Only because I didn't give up. See, the sad thing is, most of the times that people feel they reach that pinnacle of success, they feel unfulfilled because of just that. And they feel miserable. And like I said, it all goes back to what I said before, mental health. Because see, if you do not feel that what you're doing is not making progress, then perhaps it's not. It's perhaps it's just you. Perhaps it's just the fact that you're unhappy with yourself and you don't know why. You need help, and that's why I'm pleading and telling you now. And I mentioned this time and time again. Suicide is only the coward's way out. And as the theme song from MASH clearly states, suicide is painless. You would rather just escape from life and go to death. See, dying is easy, but living is hard. You may not like the hand you were given. And guess what? That's okay. Nobody likes the hand they're given. But you can do something about the hand you were given. You can bet your sweet ass if you show the world what you can do. I believe there's nothing that can possibly stand in your way if you just basically say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do what I can do. It reminds me of an old song that I used to sing in the choir. It's basically if I can meet somebody basically the whole song is what I've said before. If I made somebody's life a little different, just for a moment in time, just to talk, just to say something simple like, it's not as bad as you think it is. Trust me, I've shared this with my old man, and I've told this time and time again. It is not as bad as you think it is. The situation is not as bad as you think it is. But here you are, you're blowing this up out of proportion. You're getting yourself all upset. You're making everybody around you not want to be around you. So the only thing you had to do was just calm the hell down. I've been asked, how did I do that? How did I do what? How did I calm him down? I basically just said, look, this is what's going on. You're okay. It is not as bad as you think it is. Sometimes we have to talk to ourselves. And sometimes we need to have that one good bright bitch slap to the face. And just say, look, it is not as bad as you think it is. You screwed up? Okay, guess what? You screwed up. That's what makes us human. We're all imperfect. And it's okay to be imperfect. What is normal anyway? Whatever it is, it just isn't what we are. We are far from normal. We can do the most strangest things, and yet they can turn out to be the most amazing things at the same time. And yet, for some reason, what it's worth, it definitely is a big payoff. So consider what I'm saying to you. Consider this message. That if you do have a problem, don't think people won't understand you. Because it's bullshit. People will understand you as long as you say, I do have a problem. That's how it starts. I do have a problem. And I need to talk to somebody. You don't have to be Garo. You do not have to be the lone wolf and just figure, nobody understands me. No, there are people that do understand you. You just only have to open your mouth and just say what's wrong. And as I stated before, and I cannot stress this enough, it's okay to be depressed as long as you do something about it. It's okay to not be okay. Because you can have your good days, you can have your bad days. Everybody has them. But what is not okay is taking your own life just because you were not understood. Everyone can be understood. Just don't consider suicide as a means to an end to say, oh, I don't want to deal with the world. No, deal with the world in the best way you can. And by all means, my God, get the help that you need. Whatever kind of rehabilitation that needs to get you back to where you should be, the road you should be on, and the path that you're destined to take, you do it. If it's to make you better, that's what counts. If you have to take medicine to do it, do it. If it's to make you into a better person than you already are, then you should want to be the best you can possibly be. It is something to think about. It is something deep. And therefore, if you want to leave a comment about what I just said, you can. But I really hope you guys can take it, what I said, to heart. Because, like I said, it's not like I don't care. But when you have seen so much, like I have, so many people that you've loved, that you have adored for many long years, and they just drop just like that, if not all at once, then after a few years, like in a cycle, it will affect you. And there is some good out of all this, as I mentioned. Next month will be the day I actually graduate from my one-on-one therapy. And I've taken it, and I've been taking my sessions every so often. So therefore, I have to mention it because it is worth mentioning. And yes, I do take therapy. And plus on top of that, well, it is some good because I am becoming a better person for it. And because that I am becoming a better person for it, it is going to affect me in a better, stronger way than I honestly imagined, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that, my friends, I've been going on for about 55 minutes. I don't apologize for anything I said in this video because in some form, there are some people who need to hear this. So even if you don't want to hear it, just play the video and listen carefully, regardless of what is said, regardless of what is happening. Listen to the most important part of the message, which is don't give up on yourself. You become the best you can be. You build yourself up. Never tear yourself down. With that, my friends, I'm done here. So with that, Daitensho. I'll see you next time with more great content. Until then, I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and I am out. See you later. Thanks for watching and listening.